Continues. I think that we need a strong CNN right now.
Well, right now we're going to Mark Larson's show where we're going to talk about Ukraine, about what's going on in Ukraine. And I want to say thank you so much to Mark and Americans who support Ukraine. It's like almost 10 p.m.
Tomorrow will be what, the 23rd of February.
And we're going to talk about what's going on 23rd, 22nd February in Kiev.
That is excited to open now, so now open above and beyond the new interactive farm special exhibition, experiential journey into the future. Where do we go now? Where are the big space explorations happening next? You could be part of that. Yes, it is immersive with emphasis on fun at the museum in Balboa Park. So keep listening for your chance to win later on this hour. Talking a lot about Ukraine and the president's visit there, ours to visit their president earlier this week. What's really happening in the middle of it all on the ground in Ukraine? Our friend Nadiia Vasina is back with us here from Kiev, Ukraine. Nadiia, are you holding up well? And did you see the president when he was on the ground with President Zelensky the other day?
Well, hi, and again, thank you so much for having me in your show. Hi to Americans, and thank to Americans and the American government for support. Well, actually, I woke up 2 days ago because of the sirens. It was not air sirens, it was vehicle sirens. And as I live in a downtown, and in a downtown historically there is a railway station, pretty much like super close, like to the downtown. And I've heard a lot of sirens, and I was thinking like 8 o'clock in the morning, what's going on? There is no like missiles attack or something, but and then
air raid sirens. There was a lot of talk here that was like stagecraft when President Zelensky and President Biden walked out, and you hear the sirens going.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned the railroad station. And again, you said there were no real air raid problems, but I guess because President Biden came in on the secret train, that must have been all connected.
Yeah, and that secret train came straight close to my apartment, and I've seen the cortege driving to the office of President Zelensky, and then they 4 hours it was air sirens. It was the attack, the started the attack of Russians, missiles attacks of Russians, when Biden, your president, American president, was here in Kiev. But everything was fine because we have a very good air protection system, also thanks to Britain and America, of course. So everything was fine, but right now we all Ukrainians expecting that 24th is going to be like the next day, in a day. Yeah, we're expecting that Russians gonna attack Ukrainian cities. So nobody knows what's gonna happen, because after this victory, when Biden, the American president, like super fantastic person from a wonderful, super talented, super experienced and wonderful country, America, came to Kiev, in a country, to the city where there is like super horrible war is going on because of the Russia.
And I said this, Nadiia, on the first part of the week here on Monday when all this was going on President's Day here, I give him commendation for going, because that's not an easy thing. It takes some courage. It's unusual. But then we get into all of the politics here, and there's all the question about who was, kissing up to whom. There's, and you're right about the Russians doing what bad regimes do. They wait till things thaw out in the springtime, and then, or maybe with an anniversary coming up. I can't believe it's been 1 year since this all started. But then they come out with the offensive. That's happened with the bad guys in Afghanistan and so forth. The question, though, continues to be here in America is how much is enough. Every time Biden goes over there, he's throwing another $500 million into the mix. And there are concerns that we and then some of the allied nations are not restocking ammo and everything else. So, and this is my dilemma. You know this because we become friends at long distance over the last year. Because I really have a heart for you and the Ukrainian people. I'm not sure about the politics the longer this goes at times. And you and I both know there's corruption certainly in Russia. There's corruption in American politics. There's corruption in Ukrainian politics. But the fact it's all where it is now, that's all Putin's fault. I mean, let's not forget the basic bottom line in that, right?
Well, what I want to say, it's Putin's fault, but it also fault of everybody in the world. So, for example, not for example, like let's go backward to like 1 year ago. If the world would stop this war, if the world would not be silenced, if the world would say, okay, we're going to support Ukraine because we see that Russia attacks civilians, that Russia attacks kindergartens, hospitals, and everything. Okay, this is cruelty. It should not be in the modern world. That the world will stop that. America, Britain, and everybody like in European Union will stop that by giving Ukraine support. It will be like stopped in several hours, in several months. Not like in a year, because when if we go back to 1991, when Ukraine gave a nuclear weapon to Russia, there was we all put our signatures in one very important paper that Russia gonna protect Ukraine. But in case if Russia not protecting Ukraine, America and Great Britain stand for Ukraine. So it's not like Ukraine asking and begging for help. It's in a document officially that America...
And now you're a little bit pressed for time here, unfortunately, because you know how these things go, because you do radio and TV over in Ukraine as well. It's also under Obama and Biden before, where they pretty much didn't put up a big fight when Crimea was taken over by Putin. So there's a lot of authors to that as well. And I can only hope now that some of these reports we've seen today, Russia running low on Iranian drones, they had a failed ICBM test. Sometimes you don't know if that's just BS or not. But a lot of concern now that China is getting very cozy with Russia, and that with this new offensive in the offing is going to be something to watch. I'm just real happy that for the segment we've had here tonight, that there haven't been air raid sirens going off, because a lot of times you've been running for cover when we talk with you. So take the piece when you can get it. We'll talk again soon, and I really appreciate your courage and what you're personally doing to help the people on the front, really making a huge difference in every way. Thanks, Nadiia. Stay safe. We'll talk soon, all right?
Yeah, if I be alive, yes, of course. Bye.
Yeah, well, you'll be alive. All right, bless your heart. All right, talk to you. Nadiia Vasina, who's up.
Іноді я взагалі не розумію сенсу в цих розмовах.